Hello, my name is Daniel Mendoza, and today we're going to do some algebra problems using manipulatives. Manipulatives are hands-on tools that can help you with mathematical equations. We're going to start with the substitution method and an algebra problem. I'm going to write it out, and then I'll use the manipulatives to show you how they're used. The first problem is the substitution method. So sometimes you'll come across a problem that's written this way: 2 alpha minus 2 bravo equals, and they want you to find the answer. When you have a problem like this, and it's a substitution method, they'll give you the values for the variables. So for this one, we'll make the value for A equal 3, and the value for B equal 2. So when you encounter this problem, it'll say solve for 2 alpha minus 2 bravo equals, being that A equals 3 and bravo equals 2. So now we'll use the manipulatives to work out the problem. Let's say that these 2 clay blocks are the 2 in the problem. And then we have another 2 in the problem, so we're going to use 2 green blocks for that number 2. Now, here, if you look at the problem, you know that it is a multiplication and a subtraction problem, because 2 alpha is 2 times some number minus 2 times another number. And you have to solve the problem by substituting the values in for the variable. So 2 times 3, because alpha equals 3, minus 2 times 2, because here bravo equals 2. So with the manipulatives, this one's kind of fun, especially for the little ones, because if you're teaching multiplication, you can say 2 times 3, because alpha equals 3. So what that means is 2 3 times. So you tell the child, you have 2, and you have to multiply it times 3. If you say it another way, it's 2 3 times. 2 times 3, 2 3 times. So you get 2 more blocks. And so now you can explain to the child, the student, that you have 2 2 times. But we need to do it 2 3 times. So you can bring in another set of blocks and say, now you have 2 3 times. 3 sets of 2. And you move over to the second part of the problem, you have 2 times 2. So you have 2, and you can ask the child, so if it's 2 times 2, how many more blocks do I need? 2 more. 2 times 2. So here's the fun part. You ask the child to add them up. You count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 2, you count the blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, once we've established the multiplication part of the problem, we go to the subtraction part. 2 times 3 is 6, minus 2 times 2 is 4. And this is a part that's kind of fun too, because it's like playing with toys. The manipulatives can be looked at as toys when you're trying to teach younger children. So we have to take away these 4, because it's a subtraction problem, these 4 from these 6. So I like to explain it this way. These 4 blocks come and take away the same number of these blocks. And you can kind of explain it and say these green goblins here are going to take away 1 red block. Some children might get confused and think, why can't one goblin take away all of them? And I like to say, because these red blocks are so heavy that it takes 1 green goblin to take away 1 red block, because he can't carry 2. It's too much. So 1 for 1, this green one takes away this red one. This green one takes away this red one. This green one takes away this red one. And this green one takes away this red one. And that leaves us 2. So the answer being 2 times 3, 6 minus 2 times 2, 4, is 2. And that's the answer to the problem. And hopefully that'll help. Using the manipulative will help the little ones understand how you reach that conclusion to that problem. So I'm going to erase this. And another algebraic problem that I want to go over is solving for y. So in solving for y, you might come across a problem that's written this way. 2 plus y equals 3. Now, it's still an algebra problem, but it's a little bit different from that substitution method problem. It's solving for y. And these can be kind of hard to understand even for older children. So we're thinking more of the younger children. We want to solve for y. How do we help them understand how to solve this problem? Well, using the manipulatives helps. So we'll do it the same way with the manipulatives. Most children hopefully will know that this number is 2, so we can tell them grab 2 green blocks, because that's 2. And then when they get to the y, they're going to say or think maybe that y is not a number. How do we solve this math problem? Well, we say y is a number, but we don't know what that number is. So it's y. 2 plus y equals 3. So we know that this is a number, and we get the blocks to demonstrate what that number is, 3. So now, when you're working out this problem, this is where things get complicated, but hopefully the manipulatives will help them understand. You have to get y alone. So how do we get this pink y all by himself? Well, because this equal sign divides the equation in half, this being the answer and this being the equation, we have to explain to the student that we need to get this y by himself. And in order to do that, we need to ask these 2 green blocks to leave. So we need to take them away. So if we minus these 2 blocks, asking them to go away, and take them away from this side, we also have to take them away from this side, because everything has to be equal. So, using the manipulatives to demonstrate that problem, we bring in not green goblins this time, but the red goblins. These red goblins are going to take away these 2 green blocks. And these red goblins are really blocks, but I like to think of them as little creatures that are helping me with the problem. They're not going to hurt the green blocks. They're just going to take them away and have them leave the room, so to speak. So, if these 2 red blocks, or red goblins, are going to take away these 2 green blocks, they also need to send 2 in to this side to take away 2 of these, because we want them to be the same. Everybody has to be even. So, these 2 red blocks take away these 2 green blocks, and these 2 red blocks take away these 2 yellow blocks. So that leaves the problem looking like this. There's nobody left here, but you don't have to write a 0. All you have to do is write the y. The y is by himself. And since both sides are equal, the only one left over here is a 1. So there we go. The number 1. Y equals 1. So that's how you can use manipulatives to help solve some algebra problems. When you're introducing students into algebra, sometimes the manipulatives can help. Some students will grasp numbers on the page easier than others, but some people will need a little extra help. Some students will need a little extra help, and these little manipulatives will help them. Thank you so much.